The smartphone alarm went off at 4:45 a.m. in Noah Rothhauser's small and sparse third-floor one-bedroom apartment on Revere Street in Boston's Beacon Hill neighborhood. As a surgical resident at the Boston Memorial Hospital, it was the time Noah had been waking up just about every day except Sunday for 5 years. In the winter, it was pitch black and cold, since the building's heat didn't kick on until 7. At least now, in the summer, it was a bit easier to climb out of the bed because it was light in the room and a pleasant temperature thanks to a noisy air conditioner in one of the rear-facing windows. Stretching his sleepy muscles, Noah pattered into the tiny bathroom, buck naked. There'd been a time when he wore pajamas as he had done as a child, but the habit had been abandoned when he came to appreciate that pajamas were just another piece of apparel he had to launder, and he wasn't fond of taking the time to do laundry, as it required walking a block up the street to a laundromat and then waiting around. It was the waiting he couldn't abide. As a totally dedicated surgical resident, Noah chose to have little time for anything else, even personal necessities. He eyed himself in the mirror, recognizing that he looked a little worse for wear. The evening before, he'd had a couple of drinks, which was rare for him. He ran his fingers up the sides of his face to decide if he could get away without shaving until after his first surgical case. Often he shaved in the surgical locker room to allow him to get to the hospital that much earlier. But then he remembered today wasn't a usual day, so there was no reason to hurry. Not only was it Saturday with its usually light surgery schedule, but it was also July 1st, the first day of the hospital year called the Change Day, meaning a whole new batch of residents were beginning their training and the existing residents were advancing up the training ladder to the next level. For fifth-year residents, also considered chief residents, it was a different story. They were finished their training and were off to begin the next stage of their respective careers. Everybody except Noah. By a vote of the surgical faculty, Noah had been proud to be selected to do a final year as the super chief resident who would run the Boston Memorial Hospital surgical department on a daily basis, like a traffic cop at a very busy intersection. In most other surgical residency programs, a super chief status rotated among the fifth-year chief residents. BMH was different. The super chief was an added year. With the help of a full-time residency program manager, Marjorie O'Connor, and 2 coordinators under her, it was now Noah's job to schedule all the residents' rotations in the various surgical specialties, their operating room responsibilities, their simulation center sessions, and their on-call duties. On top of that, he was responsible for work rounds, chief of service rounds, and all the various weekly, bi-weekly, and monthly conferences, meetings, and academic lectures that made up the academic part of the surgical department's program.